Fuck!
Oh. Welcome back to the Dweebs and Weebs podcast. It's book fake. It's fine. Listen, buddy. Listen, buddy. Listen, buddy. Listen. It's fine. It's okay. Right.
I apologize for anyone even a fraction as OCD as I am out there who realizes that this is uneven and thus unacceptable.
Oh, you got a lot
genuinely
more.
Apologize.
You somehow got a lot more to the table than I thought you did. Welcome back to the Dweebs and Weebs podcast. My name is Bug Fang. This is Mize. We're back with it. What? This is a lot louder than how I was talking before. Before I was like...
Which one of us is Bug Fang? Which one of us is Mize?
Listen.
Dumb piece of shit.
I'm tired. And my brain's kind of spinning.
No, you're not tired either. You're Mize.
That doesn't help anything. Anyways, I'm Mize. This is Bug Fang. Obviously, as you can tell, he's currently dealing with this. He has his own problem.
So much glare.
I'm tired.
Such a shiny cover.
I have... Mine is spiraling, so I have my own issues. So this is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very, very interesting... bro, come on. Come on.
Oh, it's not changing anything.
Okay.
But it might change the glare. Wait, what if we do it fully without? It's straight. It just makes the book look better. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's the benefit of recording during the day and not like
I guess so. Look at that. No more glare in the cover. Don't you guys love seeing that happen in real time?
Oh my god! Come on, dude. We have to start.
This is gonna be the visual entertainment for the whole podcast. It's gonna be me constantly feeling like I need to correct this a little bit.
That's so trash. Anyways, I don't know. Let's get into it. What have you been reading or watching?
Not a whole lot. Been continuing some of the things I was already in the middle of. The one on Netflix that we were watching.
Oh, My Happy Marriage.
My Happy Marriage.
I just watched the news episode yesterday.
I did start something else. Can you pass me my phone so I can tell you what else I started?
Yeah.
I started something on Crunchyroll a night or two ago. It was really cringe.
I started something a night or two ago, and it was really cringe.
It was not good.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised you haven't just sat down and before we.
That's right. I keep meaning to do Mushoku Tensei 2. Oh, it's the Aristocrats' Otherworldly Adventure. It's another isekai.
Oh, I heard about
it's
that.
really, really garbage. I don't know why it's in one of the most watched of this season on Crunchyroll.
People really like it.
I've also been watching Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. I just bit the bullet and started watching that, even though it's not dubbed.
You good?
I never finished my love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. That's how garbage it is. Just until I have nothing else to watch, I can't go back to it. I'll go back to it. I'll finish it. I always do, but
it's one of those it's not worth my time to finish now.
It's not worth paying attention to. So I have to wait until I have a Call of Duty again to play in the foreground while it's in the background. Even though it's a sub, so I have to wait till a dub maybe? I don't know.
If it even gets
I don't know how the fuck I might just have to suffer through that. Have I been watching anything else on Netflix? Let's see. Also, I've been watching a lot of live action old DC stuff. Yeah, just My Happy Marriage. Finished Uncle from Another World. It's just below mediocre as fuck. Yeah, that's about it, honestly.
Cool. I have also not been.
Oh, actually, we watched one together last night.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I guess
It's relevant according to Annie Tuber's Mother's Basement. So, I guess we should say that if we watched it. That Rock Paper Scissors episodes 1 and 2 by Corridor Digital.
Yeah.
It's garbage, but it's garbage. The second episode was entertaining garbage, but it was garbage. I don't get how anyone could feel as strongly as Mother's Basement about it. There's something to be said about corporations using AI with their own libraries, but also that's fully and entirely their right to do so. And honestly, it will either always be missing so much soul that they will either lose money or provide the opportunity for smaller studios that aren't doing that to gain money by taking advantage of the lack of personal development, or it just will be so good we won't care, in which case artists going to find something else to art. It's just how things work. They'll be somewhere else to find their patronage and to hone their craft, express their craft. They just will be.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on AI?
Honestly, for
animation?
For the most part, very similar ideas. We can fight it, but it's kind of seems like that's just the direction we're going. We're either gonna find a way to incorporate it with it, or like you said, artists are gonna just have to find another way to art. That's just kind of how it goes. Honestly, that's how advancement goes. That's how technology goes. It sucks, but I mean, what you gotta do? It's just how it goes. I did find the rock paper scissors though funny. I mean,
Episode 1 is just blah. I love Corridor Digital. I like a lot of their stuff. It was just bad.
I didn't think it was bad. Nothing it was completely fine. It was like I wasn't hyped about it. It's like I was more.
It was completely fine. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So critically, you give it what, a 6?
Yeah, probably.
Side Corridor. I love you guys. That's a 2 in my book.
So harsh.
The second one is higher.
Oh, the second one was fun. The second one
I'll give a 5 because of its entertainment value, but literally only because of one core concept.
Oh, you think with the Barbarian King?
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like up until that point, it definitely was like, oh yeah, kind of pretty much just the same thing. Mm. And then it's like, oh, we're incorporating like other games into this. This is amazing. So like each person's gonna have like their own. Each king is gonna have like their own type of like game ability stuff, which is like, it's kind of what an anime that does that. I mean, we have that, but like, you know, a full fledged like I want Trigger to do something like that.
Trigger already does stuff like that.
No, yeah, but like that concept.
They have done They've done that exact same concept before.
What show?
I'm pretty sure most of them have a joke about rock paper scissors. Especially, I know Kill la Kill has made the rock paper scissors joke. If we're talking about doing something like that, dude, I know there are probably entire episodes of Panty and Stocking that do shit that pull shit like that.
Not a joke. Not just like a joke.
That's what it is. It's a joke.
But I want the whole show to be the joke.
That's what every Studio Trigger thing is.
No, okay, I'm gonna be super direct. You know rock, paper, scissors and how they're doing it?
Uh-huh.
Just but Trigger. Just that but Trigger. That's it.
Trigger already does stuff like that. What you mean is you want that specific concept done by them instead.
That's literally what I said, yes.
Okay, well it's not. You said like that. You said something like that by Studio Trigger. Okay. What you mean is you actually want this explicit concept done by Studio Trigger.
My bad. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had to be fucking specific to you. I want that exact thing, word for word, in the 100% by Trigger. Okay? Super specific. Fuck you. Jesus.
It's already being done by somebody. Rather Studio Trigger do their own thing.
Well, I don't care. I like Studio Trigger stuff, so I don't care. I like Studio Trigger stuff. So
also, I thought you were looking forward to Panty and Stocking.
I am.
Okay.
That doesn't change anything. Like I said, I'm a whore for Studio Trigger.
Sure. They can just only do one project every half decade. That's just how it works.
No.
I mean, pretty much. Name the number of projects Studio Trigger did in the last 5 years.
Premiere.
Premiere.
They had Premiere.
Premiere during COVID.
I think so. I know they had Premiere. I know they had Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
That's one. Not counting Premiere until I look it up now. Premiere is now 5 years ago. No, that's not how math works. No. It's 4 years ago. Okay. You got Premiere. Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
You got Premiere and Cyberpunk. So you have one anime and one movie.
God damn it! I gotta go to like the actual.
In terms of a good faith argument, that still fits my one project. Movies are separate things in the studio world. So I'm talking about just one anime project, non-film.
I think BNA's been a good while now. Wait, didn't the new SS Goodman come out? Didn't they?
Honestly, I've not been keeping up with SS Goodman. Let's see, SS Goodman.
Let's say I'm like thinking. I'm just like, hold on. What fucking projects have you done?
No, 2018. Final episode date, December 23rd, 2018. Wait. First episode date, January 17th, 2012. Oh, USA release.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, 2018.
Also, it seems like
5 years ago. That is 5 years
also,
ago.
It seems like Kill la Kill, Space Patrol Luluco. Space Patrol Luluco and Connivers both came out in the same year.
But not in the past 5 years. I asked for one specific timeline.
Wait, no, hold on. Wait, wasn't the claim that they make a project like every half a decade?
Yeah, now.
Oh, now. Okay, fine.
Yeah, before when they had massive studios pre-COVID, I'm not going to do pre-COVID rules. I'm doing post-COVID rules with minimum viable studio attendance.
Oh, brand new Animal and SS Goodman came out. Brand new Animal came out in 2020. SS Goodman came out in 2021.
No, we just covered SSS Goodman did not.
Sorry, SS. No, sorry.
US
sorry. No.
2018.
Shut up. SSS. Dyna Xenon. Whatever the fuck that is.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is, but it is a Studio Trigger project. And then I know fucking Premiere somewhere in there, and then along with Cyberpunk.
All right. Main team.
Oh my god, they're doing Delicious Dungeon?
We've talked about this like a dozen times. Yes, they're doing Delicious
I didn't realize they were doing Delicious.
Yes, they're doing Dungeon Meshi.
That makes me I'm so excited.
I'm
cool.
kind of not.
Why?
Because Studio Trigger does things with their properties that, honestly, I'm not sure mesh properly with Dungeon Meshi.
How so?
For example, Studio Trigger is very, very pro explicitness. Explicit. They're very pro explicit material. Extraordinarily so.
Yeah.
Many of their themes are highly mature, and while sometimes they do things that are mostly kid friendly, Little Witch Academia, for example, a lot of the times they're not. And Dungeon Meshi already rides a line, and it leans on the kid appropriate side intentionally, but it rides a line. And I'm afraid in their hands, they don't ride a line. They go over the line pretty far.
Okay.
That we see something much more explicit in nature because it's them.
Okay.
You give them an inch, they take a mile. Something like a Little Witch Academia, there was no inch to take. It was not an explicit thing at its premise in any way, shape, or form. But with this, it is. With this, it already plays the line with like food porn a little bit, and it already does this like little dirty jokes. But it's very, 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 very kept within the lines of what the fuck are you doing blocking my rotation?
We're very close to dead or good.
Yeah, but you like what? And I'm like,
it's because
what? Say it.
I have a big cock.
Say it. Yeah.
I got a big cock. I need the space.
That ain't your cock.
I gotta spread out my cock more.
You know what? I know you.
No,
don't. Don't make me test the size of.
Don't touch my cock.
I don't know why you do this while I'm complaining about things not being kid friendly. You're a fucking asshole.
Okay, all right. Honestly, I completely get that fear, and I think that's a very legitimate worry to have when it comes to.
Another thing, I don't think it's a very high octane, very high action series. I think it's a pretty mellow series. I think, specifically, a lot of its readership that I know are very mellow people that just like it how kind of chill it is. And I'll be honest, I don't think I know a single property of theirs that I could call mellow or chill. There are plenty that have mellow moments, slow moments, but I don't think I'd call any of them mellow or chill in their nature.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, realistically, it could just be something that they're trying to try new. And it might work, it might not. And it kind of would suck if it failed, but I have faith that they could do it.
Then I'd rather them just do original material. I think they shine with original material, and I don't need adaptations of things from them.
True, but
we have lots of people who do very competent adaptation work.
That is true.
I'd like to see some more original stuff from one of the most creative studios of all time.
I think it's fine. I think it's good. I get it, and I hear you, but
you're such a fence sitter. I think it's fine. I think it's good. That's not an expression of opinion or preference at all. You're literally like, I don't want to express a preference.
Well, it's not even.
I don't have a preference to express.
Well, it's not even. Well, it's not like especially preference. It's just that I think they'll do fine. Like I think they'll do well.
Sure. No shit. I think they'll do well too. That's not in question.
What do you want me to?
I expressed a preference, and then you expressed a fence sit.
A preference of you rather make them.
I'd rather they make new material. I think they shine when they make new material. And I think it's a bit of a shame when they're not making new material.
Bro, I'm a dick writer than them. I've seen them make original and I've seen them make original anime and adaptations. I think they're perfectly good at both, and I think
I didn't say they're not perfectly good at both.
No, what I'm saying is that okay. Well, I don't know what you want from me.
I want to eke out what one of your preferences is. Do you prefer they adapt other people's content, or do you prefer they make new original content? Or are you a fence sitter who has no opinion?
Dude, I suck the dick of Studio Trigger. I don't care what they make.
So you are a fence sitter with no opinion. Gotcha.
No, that's not the... Okay, no. If this was any other studio, I could have an actual discussion. This is Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger has never strayed me wrong. I genuinely don't care. I would suck the dick.
What makes you think that's not a fence-sitting opinion?
No, I'm not saying it's a fence-sitting opinion. It's just...
You're literally saying... I'm not going to answer which one I prefer because I either don't have a preference or just am avoiding the question. That's what
I mean. No. I'm telling. No, I'm not. Okay.
You're telling me you either don't have a preference or you are avoiding describing which preference you have.
Okay, hold on. Yes and no.
No, there's no.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. Shut the fuck up and let me explain to you. Yes, right. I mean, I say yes and no because it's like I'm saying yes. I'm in the way of this context. Sure, I'm fencing because I'm not giving a fucking opinion of what I would rather them do. But also no, because I'm telling you, like, I love them so much. Like, I love both their adaptations and their originals so high. I don't like care what they make. Like,
there you go. You don't have the preference.
Fine, I don't have a preference.
You see, it wasn't an in between. It was a one or the other, and you just proved me right.
Fine,
Thank you.
I don't have a preference. You make it seem so negative.
It is negative.
It's not. I just like them a lot. I don't have a preference.
I like them a lot too. I have a preference.
I don't have a preference.
I actually think you do have a preference, and you're just not willing to explore.
No, legit. Okay, no, legit. I genuinely love them so much. They haven't shaded me on original anime or adaptations. I could tell you about most.
That's not true.
For you, maybe. For me,
No,
I don't think so.
That's not true for you. I think you have definitely shat on their original work before. You've shat on Kisniver. I'm pretty sure we both shat on Darling the Franks back in the day.
Bro, me mentioned I didn't shit on Darling the Franks.
I think there might have been some shit.
I didn't shit on Darling the Franks. That's the one I did not shit on.
I don't know.
I actually really liked it. I really
liked it too. I'm pretty sure we still both made fun of her turning into a spaceship.
Yeah, you can still make fun of it. But I still gave it a. I still gave it a fucking no.
Yeah, sure.
You can mention a flaw, and it like
absolutely shitting on a concept. Yeah.
We
can shit on a concept without shitting on a work.
Yeah, but the overall work
that's shitting on a work. We can shit on a work without disliking the work.
Yeah, but the overall work is still good.
Yeah, totally. You can shit on something you're dick riding. In fact, really, the position makes it really easy to do so.
I just don't see it.
If you're dick riding, your ass is right there to shit on it.
No, when I think of shitting on something, I think of shitting on something that like I'm just like sitting there and I'm just saying like it's fucking bad, it's god awful, it's fucking shit. And so I can shit.
Did you say anything positive about them turning her into shit?
No, that's one part.
There we go. We shat on that one part.
Yeah, that one part.
Yeah, we shat on Darling and the Franks.
But you told me, do I like Darling and the Franks? I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably one of their their highest top tier works.
Sure. That was not part of my question at all.
The problem is I don't like. You can mention one thing it did wrong, but I don't look at that as shitting on it. Like when I think of shitting on it, I think of like you're like piling on a bunch of bullshit. Like you're running fucking something to
I'll
the
be
ground.
honest. We talked about we piled on a bunch of bullshit. The finale of that show was messy. We both acknowledge its messiness.
Yeah, but that's fucking like
there was a
bullshit.
piling. No, it wasn't just one thing. It was actually multiple things in the finale. What you can say is it was one part of the show, but we had multiple things to shit on at the time. We did. We took a little bit of a poo poo on that finale.
On the finale with the whole anime, so
God, man! I didn't say you fucking hate that show. Oh my god, you shit all over that show. I said we did. We shat on Darling at the end of Darling and Franks. We shat on Darling and Franks a little bit. We did. I'm not saying we smeared that crap all around. I'm just saying we took a little shit on it.
The problem is I feel like that's what you apply when you say you're shitting on
and
something.
I think when you imply a bunch of shit when you say you don't have a preference or they've never done this or you've never said this. I think you do have a preference. And when you said that they have never done you dirty on one thing, I think you lied to yourself.
When I think of done me dirty, I think of studios that like have genuinely fucked up to such a degree. Like fucking like Cloverworks and Promised Neverland.
Do you think that Darling and Franks has shown equal ability to do original and adaptation works?
Rephrase that again?
Do you think they've shown equal ability to adapt works versus make original works? I don't. I think they've shown a clear greater ability to do original works. That is not to say they've done poor adaptations. They've actually done very few adaptations. It's why there's very little to point at their strength in adaptation. In fact, I'm struggling to think of a real adaptation they've done. Cyberpunk is not an adaptation. It's an original work inside someone else's universe.
Is Gridman an adaptation?
Gridman is a completely unique work to them. Highly inspired by classic monster kaiju movies with people in rubber suits.
I'm pretty sure Kill la Kill was original.
Kill la Kill is original.
Space
Patrol Luco is original. I don't think they've ever done a non-original work, to my knowledge.
Wasn't Little Witch of Academia one?
Nope, that's one of their original works.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I swear to God.
They did the first movie, and they did the show, and they did the second movie. DNA, also original.
Oh, no, I know BNA is also original. Are they really not done?
Don't think they've ever done an adaptation on their own. I'm sure they've probably added to originals or added to other studios' adaptations, but I can't think of a straight up adaptation they've made up until now. Let's see.
What the fuck? Really?
Heck, even their Star Wars Vision stuff was original. Gridman, Universe, Premier, Little Witch Academia, Yeah, I'm looking at their full works. The only thing in their entire history that is an adaptation of someone else's work is Delicious in Dungeon on the wiki.
Huh. Okay, that gives me a bit more pause. that gives me a bit more.
It's the first time I ever adapted someone else's tone, someone else's feelings, someone else's.
Yeah. That gives me far more worry because I swear to God, I thought at least there was a few of adaptations, but that's not necessarily the case.
They have one other thing you could very charitably consider an adaptation, and it's Cyberpunk, which was an entirely original work in the Cyberpunk world.
Yeah, but yeah, they have to base it off. Like you said, the Cyberpunk world.
Well, they didn't have to.
Huh?
They didn't really.
Not have to, but I mean, like they
chose to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Include incredible fidelity to the world, but they didn't have to.
No, yeah, but that's what I mean is that they took a lot of elements from that world, but overall, that's still their own original story in that world. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that gives me a lot more pause. I didn't realize how many original, like how I thought. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was way more split down the middle. I sort of got there. I don't know why, but I thought like
my instincts to have pause have, as far as I can tell, just been justified.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
It also doesn't help that the one thing that I could charitably call an adaptation was also in a world that's so explicitly explicit that it outdoes even what they did for explicitity.
Well, the explicit I never argued about. That's like a genuine one where I'm like, okay,
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that the only thing they've adapted so far was something that was already in itself highly explicit material.
Wait, but
so they had complete free reign to
start. But if Little Witch Academia is also original, they've shown the ability to at least be able to make wholesome chunkus content.
Sure, I would also call B&A pretty wholesome. There's nothing very explicit in B&A.
Fair, okay, yeah.
Both B&A and Little Witch Academia show the ability to be wholesome. The problem is that neither of those properties played with being dirty. They were almost explicitly wholesome. This is not. This is a ride the line manga. It's a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of dirty jokes for adults to like, but it's all kept within line to be really, really, really universally appropriate. And that's just not a line I've seen them ride.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to see now, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
Because the whole fuck.
We're gonna see that later this year. When does that come out?
2024. So yeah, next year. Some point next year.
Not this year.
Yeah, not this year, but sometime next year.
Probably. My guess is spring next year.
Yeah,
spring seems to be a good time for them to release shit.
Yeah, we'll also have to tell. I'll have to tell Derek about it since he definitely, I know, really likes that series.
You, me, and him have discussed it already. Together.
Listen, man.
Oh my god.
Come on. Listen, if I ever... You gotta remember, I don't know.
Multiple times now. Maybe multiple times on this podcast now.
I go back, it's like 5 other times, like, dude! Fucking, I swear, it's gonna be like December. I'm gonna come up to you and be like, bro, you know what I saw got announced? Like a trailer announcement? Delicious Dungeon!
Dude, you'll never guess what I just saw a trailer for! Delicious in Dungeon is being made by Studio Trigger!
And you're just gonna look at me and just like, dude. I swear to God.
Be so fucking. I'm just gonna be done. I'm just not gonna respond. I'm just not. I'm gonna hang up on you. I'm gonna look away from you. I'm just gonna walk away.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Alright, should we get to the main
yeah, so this isn't even an anime day. Oh yeah, what have you been watching and reading?
Oh, Oh,
you haven't done.
Oh, that's right. I haven't. Not fucking much. Juju and Zom 100 are delayed because of sports related issues. So they're not
sports related issues.
Yeah.
Sports.
Well, remember they still in Japan they still release it on TV and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So if it's not released on TV, streaming services don't get it. So they don't show. And I guess there's some sport event that's happening over in Japan.
That's overtaking.
Yeah, that's overtaking the slots that they would have. So it's they're just not airing it right now, which is like, okay, that's understandable.
All right.
Well, at least for Zom, I think Juju they're just taking a break because they're technically done with the small arc, so now we're going into the big arc. So that could be a good enough reason. But I watched the latest season of My Happy Marriage.
Latest
episode of My Happy
I'm one episode behind again now.
God fucking damn it.
I don't think I saw this week's.
God damn it. You saw the fucking it was the
Yes, I saw that.
Fucking
the fight back.
Yeah.
The burning.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So I was right, by the way.
I never said you were wrong.
I know. I'm just making sure everyone knew I was right.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Okay, just making sure.
It's one thing if like I thought about it aggressively, and that's fine, and I can get that. But I didn't.
I'm just saying.
I don't even think I was.
I like to acknowledge when I'm right.
Fine, but I feel like this is you're being extra about it though.
Yeah, and of course it is.
Then don't. It's not pretty. It's not
a podcast.
It's not a pretty look on you.
If we're not extra, what are we?
We can be extra about other things, but don't be extra about being a cocky bastard.
Nah, I like being a cocky bastard. I think
it's not cute on you.
I think it's very cute.
It's not cute on you.
It's adorable on me.
It's giving ick. It's giving an ick.
You're giving me ick.
Watch Tempuru. It's fucking whatever. Watched
Tempuru.
Yeah.
Tempuru.
Yeah. It's an ecchi. Don't.
Nope. I'm
good. It's not worth it.
Oh, it's that shitty ecchi you were talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I'm only doing it because I'm like, well, I'm doing it for the channel. I'm committed at this point, so fuck it. Why not?
I can't find posters of one of my favorite sci-fi properties anywhere.
Okay. Oh yeah. So like, I actually sat down and watched. It jogged most of my memory race. I watched like half of the first season of Masamune Kun's Revenge. And after doing that,
half of the first season?
Well, because I was like, oh fucking okay, I'm remembering everything now. And after remembering everything now, yeah, season 2 just makes way more sense. Like I sat there and I'm just like,
I still need to rewatch that so I can watch the new season.
That's honestly my feelings are like the same, if not slightly, like maybe like a tad higher, but like, but also you liked it far more than I did, surprisingly. So
you say far more. My rating of it, I don't think is very high.
Well, I remember the podcast. I
gave it more praise. Is not I liked it more. Oddly enough, with us, yeah, I don't get how you don't get this by now. The amount of praise, or the amount of constructive criticism, or even deconstructive criticism, the amount of praise or criticism something receives from me does not actually equate to my enjoyment of a thing. I don't get how you haven't. It's just like central thing to like how I see everything in life that you just doesn't process.
To be fair, like when I mean you liked it far more than me, I'm pretty sure like I gave it like a 5 and you give it like a 7. Which, to be fair, compared to us, that's a very huge difference.
That's actually a very high rating for me too.
Yeah, I would say that's a very huge difference.
Masamune Kun's Revenge.
Yeah. Like, I would say 7 is high for you. Since I'm pretty sure we discussed that like 5 is not the it's like average and good. It's like 7 that's like the cool. You met fucking.
Oh, I did not give it a 7. I gave it a 6.
Oh,
which is fine. According to Mal, that's fine.
Okay.
So I found it exactly 1 point above average and 1 point below good.
Makes sense.
So I did not even rate it good technically.
Okay.
I want you to know I didn't even rate it good, Isaiah.
I get it. So
our views on that show have been so distorted in time between us. I don't get how we thought these things about each other.
Dude, it's crazy because it was one point where
like, you fucking hated it. Well, I did fucking well. I did really.
Because like it's
fucking.
It's the most like it's the most like once the season ends, I feel like we just have to like binge both of them and then
we are. We're gonna
we have to because this is the most.
We're gonna binge both of them. We're gonna do a full episode about our just feelings about everything about it.
It's the most back and forth we've ever been on fucking something. I swear mine was like...
I mean, technically, I don't think my opinion has changed in any way, shape, or form.
Well, no, I mean, like, not like the opinion...
I was just kind of shocked by the negativity you did express towards it.
Well, because,
I clearly didn't think it was below average.
Okay, not our opinions, but, like...
I didn't give it a 4, I gave it a 6.
No, not our actual opinions, but, like, the perception of our opinions. Because I know now, I was like, oh, it's an okay whatever show. But then at some
point... Apparently I agree, it's an okay whatever show.
But then at some point I thought it was
4
like... 4
is bad.
But then hold on. Then at some point I thought it was like fucking god awful. And then I remember being like, wait, didn't I like really laugh at the show? Didn't like I have super much fun? Because I remember listening to podcasts like, oh no, like I laughed to get around this. I'm like, wait, I did? Wait, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, I guess I had high praise for the show. And then watching it, I'm just like, why the fuck did I... What's wrong with me? Dude, what's wrong with the show?
Okay. You know what really bothers me about Mal's system?
What?
I know we've probably talked about this before, but you know how 5 is average?
Yeah.
4 is straight up bad. Good isn't until 6.
Yeah.
Good isn't until 7.
That makes sense to me.
No. It doesn't make sense to me. There should be something that's the equivalency of fine, but on the negative side. There isn't in this. It goes straight to bad.
I mean, if
you are either average, above average, or bad and below.
To be fair,
there's no fine, but leaning on below average side. There should be.
I don't.
I'll describe everything below 5. 5 is literally described as average.
No.
And 4 is bad. Then it skips to very bad. Then it's horrible. Then it's appalling.
No. My problem
is there's no meh.
I mean, I think that's just average.
No.
I feel like meh is just a synonym for average.
No. You're just wrong. Meh could describe either a 6 or a 5 as it stands. And it should also be able to describe a 4. You should be able to go meh or meh or meh.
I don't think so. I think...
What do you mean you don't think so? Clearly they think so because they give 6 a meh.
They give it a fine.
Yeah. That's meh.
No.
It's not good. I'm sorry. What do you think fine means, Isaiah?
Fine means congratulations, you did your job.
Yeah, meh.
I think.
What do you think meh is? When someone goes meh, what do you think that is? What do you think this is? It means it's basically nothing. It's average.
Yeah,
it's just there.
Yeah, that's average. They literally have something called average. That's what meh is.
Except for when you go meh. It's just above average.
I know. I do not say. I do not think. I do not. When I say meh, and
there are 3 distinct contexts for meh. One is positive, one is negative, and one is completely neutral. If you disagree with that, you're just wrong.
I disagree with that, and I think a lot of people, the way that they use it, I think a lot of people disagree with you.
You know how I know I don't think you agree with yourself right now? Yeah. Because I've actively used the meh system to describe each of those things before, and you have appropriately responded to me as if I was mentioning the appropriate level of response.
Alex, because it's you, I have to fucking operate differently with you, and I still struggle with that!
I did not make that system up. I adapted the system from things I've seen in the world around me. I have experienced other people giving me those 3 mehs. I did not invent those 3 mehs, Isaiah. Alex, I know for a fact these 3 mehs exist out in the ether. Any audience we have, comment on if you know of the 3 mehs, if you feel any of the 3 mehs, or if you've ever felt any of the 3 mehs. Or if you have only felt 1 or 2. I think everyone out there has seen 3.
I've only ever gotten 1 meh.
What meh?
It's whatever meh. Which usually means
it's average. Whatever meh, that's a 4. That's not an average.
That's not 4!
No, if someone comes up to me and I go, how was the movie? And they go, meh. That's a 4. That's below average. It's not very below average. It's not bad. It's just meh. But if someone comes up to me and goes, man, it's just probably neutral. It's probably just actually average. And someone comes up to me and goes, man,
you know what? I'm gonna solve.
That's a positive meh.
You know what? I'm gonna solve it for you. They don't have it in there, but obviously it's a number system, so it has to exist. But you can't put it. It's your 4.5. They don't have it, but it's your 4.5. They don't allow that shit. I know they don't. I know they don't. But invisible numbers.
They have given explicit meaning to each of their numbers, and I think it's bad that they basically artificially raise every anime's numbers, and maybe this is intentional. Maybe they get paid under this table to make things look better, because right now, as it is, so much is included in the 5 or above that it heavily skews scores. Even my scores, and I think I'm fairly harsh on my scoring metric. And my skews, even I skew above average, I think, which should not be possible.
Maybe you're just liking more things than you do, Alex.
No, I'm not.
Maybe you're just accepting the world for what it is.
I think their average is set way too high because of how the specific metric is set up.
Then why don't you go complain about it? To them. Not to the audience.
I'm complaining.
Not to the audience.
I'm bitching about to the only
two people who can actually do something.
They wouldn't. I'm not a Redditor, dude. I don't do that. Fair. I bitch about it to real people that I can converse with, not random fucking losers on the internet.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
There are only a couple corners I'm willing to be a loser on the internet for. Okay. That's not one of them.
That's you save all that energy for being a loser at Star Citizen.
Amen, brother.
Jesus fucking Christ.
By the way, that is the property.
Okay, stop.
I'm glad he brought it up.
Okay,
I'm glad
we gotta take a break. We gotta take a break. Because we're
take a break? Every time!
No!
We're gonna take a break.
No! You fucking what?
Oh. Well, try and take a shit while you're there.
Huh?
Try and take a shit while you're there.
I don't have to.
I don't believe you. Okay, we're gonna take a break so he can do laundry.
Fuck you! I didn't want him trying to do laundry in your house.
What's the matter with Kansas?
I didn't mean to. We're back, by the way. I didn't mean to do that.
Don't even believe it. I don't believe it's a coincidence that you want to star something.
No, I swear to God, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we're back. We're here at the main topic of things. We're talking about Dear Maria, the manga that Buckfang really wanted to read.
I had already read it. I really wanted you to read it.
The Buckfang that he...
I really want...
The Buckfang that manga wanted to read.
So, I want to read this in time for last podcast's topic so they could mesh a little bit.
Did you want to do them on the same podcast?
No, just, next to each other.
Oh. Well, we're not doing double uploads.
I know, just, next to each other. This is as close as we can get.
Yeah.
All right. It's Boy Meets Maria.
Yay. This was a boring read.
I don't fucking believe you.
No, I really liked it. No, I really liked it. I did.
Don't believe you for a second that you thought it was If I actually told you and proved to you that my feelings were actually boring for this, what would you? I don't. I just wouldn't believe you. I don't even care if you had evidence. I still wouldn't believe you. It's just not boring.
You sound like people who...
And it's exactly up your fucking alley and shit.
You sound like the people who don't think I put Yuri on Ice in my top 10 of animes.
Well, I mean, how can you when I keep... ruining it.
Anyways, Boy Meets Maria.
No,
whatever.
Actually, there's some common...
Where? Shut up.
If you think about it, this is only 1 degree.
I will walk out. I will end the podcast. We'll do this another day. We could wait another week to talk about this. I will go home.
It's actually thematically relevant because a teacher takes advantage of a relationship with a kid.
Will go away.
All right, so Boy Meets Maria. How'd you like it?
It was good. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It is tons of heartstrings. I think I'm just at that age where things are just. I like stories like these. Kind of realized that I'm becoming a sensitive bitch. But this story is.
So what you're saying is, you like it when things make you cry.
No.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't mean I rate it high though. That's you.
Sure.
I can like things that make me cry, but you like made me cry. Damn, that's a 10, dog. Despite it, some shows not being as good, or some products not being as good.
Name one. Name a product that wasn't very good. I don't think I gave Kiss Kniver a 10.
Would you credit it?
You keep saying I cried at it, but you still don't acknowledge my levels of teardom. I teared at it. I didn't cry at it. There's a difference.
That's the point. And I have before. It's just in the podcast I refuse to. Because you're a bitch. So you cry.
Indeed.
But anyways, no. This manga was legitimately really good. It does deal with some heavy topics. So if you're...
I'm actually double checking to make sure something's right. So yeah. Cover the warnings, the content warnings.
There are some heavy topics on there dealing with how do I say this without causing potential red flags on the system? There's a lot of sexual not okay things in this regarding consent and very inappropriate power dynamics and age differences. So if that makes you uncomfortable and you don't like seeing that, it's probably best to stray away from that, or find a way to, or if you really want to read it, I guess find a way to consume it that doesn't do that, but that's also kind of hard. But it is worth the read. I think it tackles them very well. It does it's themes that explore while heavy. I think they treat them with a huge amount of sensitivity around them. And like it's one of the few types of mangas, and I guess we get more of it nowadays. But this manga it deals with some exploration of was it gender? Would I say gender expression? Is that the right word?
Okay, so it covers a couple topics around gender. One is personal gender identity. Another is the external woes or interactions with society, specifically Japanese society, and gender expression, as well as specifically trans issues in both trans identity, non-conforming trans identity, forced trans identity, and some non-binary exploration as well. So there's a bunch of, and that's just with the secondary character. That's not even with the main character. The main character.
That's true. That's true. I keep forgetting that. Like
the main character may be a complete may be a gender abolitionist who definitely does not externally agree with the expression of gender being important. And
I'm not gonna lie, it feels I want to say oblivious is probably feels like
it's not oblivious, because he has a clear preference at the start, and that preference is clearly and explicitly revoked later.
Wait.
It starts with the main character liking the secondary character,
yes,
and being attracted to a female.
Yes.
Okay. Explicitly.
Yes. No, yes.
Even experiencing shock when realizing that it's not a biological female.
Okay.
So there was a clear difference in expression of preference at the beginning.
Yes.
But yeah.
Okay.
And an explicit expression of rejection of the premises of gender,
Okay,
of gender
alright.
expression being important.
Okay, yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So it's yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we should really just start with the plot then.
Yeah, but I'm about to say, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at you like I'm not gonna lie. You gotta guide this one.
It's about a boy named Taiga, right?
Yeah.
There's another word for tiger somewhere in there, which I think is Taiga. Probably Taiga.
Yeah.
Who meets a boy named Maria.
Well, Nick's name Maria.
A what?
Nickname Maria. I forget what the character's name is.
I think maybe actually named Maria. It's like a dead name. It's a reverse dead name.
Okay.
It was given by his mother.
I thought it was the story. I swear to God, it was when they were explaining it that it was actually given to the classmates. The classmates
called him it, and the classmates knew him as it. It was not given by the classmates. That was rumored, because remember, there are multiple different rumors going around. Multiple different characters say different things. But from what he tells us, his mother called him it. In his memories that we got to see him being a Maria to his mother, which tells us that the mother came up with it, and that it was an actual forced part of his identity. That's why we should just go into the plot first. Just go into the plot. We can question things later. Because you are questioning things and making us reveal things out of order now. Way out of order.
Okay, all right.
I don't get why you would question things now.
Okay, fine, go.
Boy meets Maria, and falls in love right away. It is later discovered that Maria may not be a woman, or maybe a man, or maybe something else, or maybe a woman who expresses a man, whatever. In the classroom, Maria. What's Maria's male name?
Wait, oh no.
It's easy to check. It's right here.
Yeah, fair.
Because it's something pretty close, right?
I think
it's like part of Maria. It's like Aria or something.
I think
Aria.
I think so.
It is. It's Arima.
Arima? Okay.
So it's
Arima,
almost an anagram of Maria. Actually, it is. It's an anagram of Maria. Arima.
Isn't
Maria.
anagrams go backwards?
I don't know. What I thought it was just you can jumble the letters.
I know 100%.
Whatever. It's the same letters as Maria, but it's a male name. So Arima. So Maria expresses as Arima in the classroom. Doesn't seem to reject the Maria identification publicly, which has led to confusion amongst their classmates.
Yeah.
As well as multiple different rumors of whether or not Maria is Arima or Arima is Maria or whatever. There's a bunch of gender/sex confusion there.
Yeah.
Both. Because apparently they're very good at expressing both. But they are a biological male who is seemingly expressing throughout most of their day, half of their day, expressing often enough for it to be confusing to many people, especially in some circles. Like, I suspect the dance crew only knows him as Maria. Or almost entirely sees him as Maria. Because the girls in the dance crew specifically address that. They say that they only know how to think of him as Maria.
Yeah, but I know there has at least been 2 instances of like questioning like why.
That doesn't mean that's not. I'm saying 90% expression, obviously.
Okay.
Yes, they are also aware that in the classroom he's probably doing other things.
Okay.
But I'm saying to that dance crew, he is presenting as Maria.
No, I don't. I mean, like, okay, it's fine.
Yes? No.
Oh, no, because I'm not meaning in the classroom. Like, like
we're not talking in the class. I moved to
no, but what I'm telling you,
dance.
no, but what I meant is
club.
like even like right after their dance, I remember like a girl bringing that up, like a question again.
Sure,
yeah. So that's what it was like. What question like are you happy in the dance? Like,
yeah, but that's not what we're talking about
okay,
now.
All right, fine.
Why do you jump ahead so much?
I'm sorry. My bad.
Anyway, confusion, gender, sex. Oh no. Main characters into Arima, even after the reveal that they're biological male, and I'm still gonna say they because I don't think we ever actually get. There's no real conclusion to this story. As far as we can tell, Arima wanted to express their male side more specifically in performance and had chosen to start presenting as male in day-to-day life in the classroom, but not entirely either. There are multiple instances of in and out of different social situations where they are choosing to dress more feminine and more masculine. And whenever they're dressing masculine, there seems to be an explicit reason, and the default seems to be feminine outside of the classroom. The only time they dress explicitly masculine was because he and Arima were going on a date. And they were both trying to express as masculine for each other. And that was a specific thing. But besides that, we normally see them wearing skirts or long shirts or dresses. Yeah.
I feel like most of the time it's just he's wearing like.
And we don't see them outside of school too often. It's not
outside of school, but
like single digit instance, maybe like one or two instances.
I feel like we see them more in like
the only time we see them in masculine clothing outside of a school uniform is this date so far. Like they can see that.
It's true.
That's all for performance. That's all for performance.
Because I'm thinking of all the
those are all flashbacks. Doesn't really count if it's a flashback.
I mean, you already brought up a classroom, but I think my issue with it is that they do spend like
99.9% of the time in the classroom.
Yeah,
or at school specifically.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why it's like I get what you mean by that, but also I feel like most of the gender expression has been male due to the fact that they just the most amount of time has been spent in the classrooms.
Yeah. Well, most of the time for the first third is in the classroom, but after that, more than half the time, it's in acting uniforms for the event.
Oh, okay.
So they're expressing as female for most of that.
Okay. Oh, you know what? That's right.
Which might be why I think that outside the classroom they're expressing as feminine most of the time, because they are, but it's only because of the thing they're practicing for outside of school.
Yeah.
In which she has a female role, he has a female role.
Yeah.
They have a female role.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't get the opportunity to see them outside of the classroom without specific reasons why they're wearing each gender.
Yeah, and like you said before, the only time is the one date, and
it's the one date and the times they're practicing out of class.
Yeah,
that's it. And whenever they're practicing, they're wearing female uniforms, and whenever they're well, the one date they go on, both wearing hyper masculine shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a clear. Okay, here's the thing.
Okay. All right.
Okay, is Arima? Arima's the main persona. Is Arima primarily male, masculine, or feminine? Because they've clearly
what they
internally identified with their male sex, but I actually think they do express more comfort in female expression.
Yes,
they are more feminine while accepting of male sex organs.
Say that again?
They are more feminine than masculine, but are accepting of their born sex organs. Not just accepting, but specifically embracing their male sex organs.
Yeah. There we go. I was gonna say it's like accepting.
They
Would be the right word. I think embracing, because at least
it's
at least for me, it felt like the story was revolved around someone like, obviously gender confusion, but it also definitely felt more like Arima wanted to find a way to be happy and be okay while presenting masculine, but knew that his comfort and mentally his comfort was feminine. Like he could only do the things that he could do and perform so well in his feminine presenting.
In order to talk about why, though, we need to go through the plot some more. Okay, so it's time for us to go through the plot. That was my bad. I deviated us on that one. Alright, so anyways, we learn more about their backstories, right? And Taiga is has a weird identity focused around a typically, an archetypically masculine trait of heroism, and his entire desire to be an actor is focused around the specific desire to express a hyper masculine trait. That's his entire personality, is one hyper masculine identified trait, specifically of heroism, parentheses, wanting to save women, unparentheses.
Yeah.
That is the specific trait that he spends his entire life trying to embody. Which is why it's interesting that he doesn't give a shit that the woman he's trying to save isn't a typical woman.
Yeah.
But might still be a woman. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Because now we've got his backstory. Arima's backstory is that they were born masculine. We don't know if they ever expressed more masculine or feminine naturally, because they weren't really given the opportunity from a very, very, very early age.
Yeah.
Their mother was extraordinarily abusive and forced Arima to act as a girl, to express as a girl.
Yeah, because
their entire childhood. Yeah. Under the name Maria. Or Maria.
Okay, I did.
My bet is it's actually pronounced Maria.
Okay, I did,
because it's Arima.
I did look it up real quick. The Maria thing did come from the classroom.
One of the
classrooms. You got it right. Mm-hmm. They did take Arima, jumble it around, and just do Maria as a joke, but it just stuck. So it was a classroom thing. So I don't know what the fuck his mom called him.
I mean, we only have one panel of his mother ever. So let's see if she calls him. Because if his mother calls him, I'm going to say, even though there was a definitive
honestly,
origin, that it came from his mother.
Honestly, the better option might be
We don't want better. We want accurate.
Huh?
We don't
Sorry. The accurate one might be... Oh, well, I guess the mother might be more accurate if we could find
Although it would also help if we looked up, maybe Arima is actually a gender-neutral name to start with.
Oh,
I'm not familiar with the etymology of Japanese naming convention. So for all I know, Arima is itself either a feminine or neutral name.
I actually didn't.
In which case,
that would just they would just call them Arima, which actually makes a lot of sense. I don't think this is the part. Where the hell?
Oh, his mother never calls him anything.
Really?
In fact, no one in his early childhood calls him anything.
Really?
They keep describing them as her child. You know Yukun, right? Yukun. Wait, you? Oh, because that's his last name.
That makes sense actually.
So the only reference is with the last name Yu.
Okay, that would make sense actually.
Instruments dancing. It is worth noting, even though the mother always responds to the teachers, and like in this case the principal, about how boys' bodies are different than girls, the mother never acknowledges anything anyone says whenever they are gendering Arima as a male, and does directly say she in reference to him at all times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just calls them Yu.
You? Okay.
Wait, is Arima his last name? Is Yu his first name?
Is Yu his first name? It's got...
It's got to be Yu as his first name. Because there's a big deal. Because
no, but you use the last names for people, don't you?
For adults, but you were a kid. Yukun might be first name Yu, with the kun being the pejorative for a little child. Because isn't it a big deal when Taiga discovers that Arima's first name is Yu, and Arima says to just keep calling him Arima?
That might actually be the case. That might actually be
Anyway, there are other problems with that childhood that become even more traumatic. Oddly enough, the childhood trauma that affects Arima the most and gives the most confusion and conflict to their internal and external expression of gender identity.
Before you get into that, his first name is Yu.
It is Yu. Okay. Yeah. So I worked it out.
Yeah, you did. I just wanted to confirm this. Okay.
So Yu, I'm gonna call. Well,
just call him
Yu. Yu is the most accurate name then. Arima Maria might be a gender expression thing in the end, but Yu is definitively always their name.
Okay.
So Yu.
Say Arima. No. Just say Arima. Just say Arima.
I think if this had continued, there would have been a conflict between the Arima and Maria conventions. I am more comfortable expressing them as you.
Okay, fine. Go.
I'm gonna express them as you.
Okay, fine.
Because I'd rather say you than them, and I'm gonna say them instead of Arima.
Fine.
So you. Where were we? Oh, right.
You were getting into the bad part.
Yu's horrible childhood drama is actually being sexually assaulted by someone who is into, well, maybe not necessarily into kids, because it seemed like that was a first time thing. That the assaulter, who is his teacher, references that he's faced a bunch of rejections from women his own age.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And that's led him to taking advantage of this one child with special needs that there's been an extra opportunity for him to take advantage of. And him confirming the rumors that Maria.
You.
No, I'm saying Maria in this case because the teacher knew him as Maria.
Dude.
In this case, I'm saying the teacher's point of view, Maria, was.
Oh, okay, all right. I get
teacher's point of view.
No,
Maria was actually all along actually Arima. Was that a female was male.
I get what you're doing now. I get what you're doing now.
That didn't really seem to egg him on even more. It seemed to make him more explicitly violent though, and it turned from just a normal sexual assault to a physical assault, a rejection of the male organs on this child that was going to lead to. Did he grab a knife and try and like cut Yu's genitalia off? Is that what was happening?
I think either there was an attempt or there was like some form of penetration. I'm not 100% sure.
The penetration wasn't with a knife. That was
I know what the penetration was.
The sexual assault was already violent as was.
Yeah,
he did. He grabbed a knife and tried to cut off. So there was an explicit male rejecting Yu's masculine parts, which seems to have and trying to cut them off. That seems to have actually been the real kickstart to everything.
Yeah.
And up until that point, it seems that Yu, who was abused into identifying female, may have actually identified as female, and is certainly essentially been indoctrinated into being more comfortable in female roles, even into his early adulthood. Because we see that with his performance roles.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
In fact, we are explicitly told that the only reason he has started dressing as male in the classroom is because he wants to perform a male role in the drama club.
Yeah.
But isn't comfortable enough. He gets sick every time he performs in front of an audience as male.
Yeah.
Because the one time he tried, his abuser was in the audience, and that set him up for it. Before then, he was actually still externally identifying as female. This is why I think if this had progressed, we would have seen a conflict between the Arima and Maria again, where we didn't actually know if Arima was the primary versus Maria anymore.
Fair.
Because I actually think he was straight up indoctrinated. I think he did feel more comfortable in feminine roles, specifically as Maria.
No, he definitely did. I think my thing is that,
and that after his performance anxiety was lifted, if he could get past that, or there could be a resolution there, he may have actually adopted a feminine expression, even while comfortable with the male sex.
My only thing with it is that it felt like from that trauma point onwards, it felt like they kind of set it up, not set it up, but they kind of explain how, with the cutting of the hair and that scene where the mother's like crying, trying to apologize, it felt like he was trying to throw away that feminine personality and trying to get more the male, or at least that's how I perceived it as. So that's why I always thought, like, from that point on, it felt like that he was trying to be comfortable and to get back that male persona, but obviously the scene happened, so there was another blockade in that from him being able to be comfortable in that and just defaulted to being female because that's all he knew.
Here's the problem with that, is that it's not explicit about there being a time gap, except for we have heard an explicit time gap. So in this, it's shown the reason he wants to express as male isn't because of rejection, it's because of extreme exception. The person who saves him from, the person who saves you from having their genitalia cut off by their assaulter is Taiga's father. Yeah. So they don't know that. No one knows that. No one in the story knows that. And we'll never get resolution on that.
Which fucking upsets me.
And
it upsets me so much.
And that inspired you to explicitly want to take up the same exact role as Taiga. Being a specifically masculine trait person, with the singular masculine trait being a hero who saves women, hero, in parentheses, who saves women, unparentheses. Yeah, it's very explicit. I wanted to be strong like him. He was a true hero. I wanted to be like him. I wanted to be strong like him. And it's not explicit that this was immediately after. In fact, it does not seem to be immediately after. This is a very small child during the assault. And this may be at a completely later date. It's certainly not in the same clothing. It's certainly not the same day. And we're told later by other students that this didn't happen until the move to high school.
No,
that during middle school they were female.
No, this is true. They look very.
So there is a time gap here. It wasn't that they went home and was expressing male. It's that after probably years of thinking about it and obsessing over this instance, their moment of trauma, that they sought this one specific expression of masculinity, which is counterweighed by the rest of Arima's life and hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arima, even after moving into high school, never rejects femininity. In fact, he's specifically rejecting masculinity. He has a problem with masculinity, the reason why he became sick. And he expresses this to Taiga when Taiga pursues him after being rejected. Is specifically that he's disgusted by people with male sex organs because there's someone with a male sex organ who assaulted him. He hates that he is part of the sex that assaulted him.
Was that the case?
Yes. I'm very comfortable saying that was the case. Yeah. Why do you keep saying things like that? So when he goes through the motions and acts like he's about to assault Taiga in the same way he was assaulted, he explains that you is gender neutral. The name you is the gender neutral name.
Oh, okay.
It's the you with the characters that make up the word for actor or actress. There we go. It says right there.
Okay, it's good to know.
Right, because Yu's mom wanted him to be an actress specifically.
Okay.
Oh god, it's all Taiga. Come on, where the fuck is it? Was it before that? Was it before the assault?
What? The
explanation of
like the one in the classroom?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's like way farther. That's like towards the end. I'm pretty sure.
I know. I'm at it right here. I'm wondering about the quote specifically.
The fuck? Why does it look like half the? Why does it look like half the book?
What?
Wait, let me see.
What do you mean half the book? This is the moment of that confrontation. This podcast is just us looking at it.
Yeah, I know. It's just us looking at. Note to self: we cannot go like a month past doing this shit. What the fucking?
Yeah, right. I thought there was something explicitly about that, but
well, no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm throwing the fuck up. What's all this extra shit?
What do you mean? What's all this extra shit? It's the whole fucking manga, Isaiah. What do you mean? What's this extra shit? Did you not read it?
No, I did. It's just this looks like this shit's like the end.
It is, Isaiah. Dumb piece of shit. Oh my God.
The book was back.
It's a manga, Isaiah. Yeah, it's read in reverse binding.
I didn't. Oh my lord! I was so confused.
Oh, Oh, we do. We've got an explicit thing. They feel like they were born the wrong gender. He struggles with his feelings specifically about feeling like they were born the wrong gender.
Okay.
So he does explicitly wish to be female. He just doesn't. The dysphoria comes from not wanting to feel like they were born the wrong gender. They're dysphoric because of their male parts. So Arima, so you identifies as female. And this is at the very end, so it's a pretty safe assumption. Okay, the quote is my.
I want the fucking.
Okay, well, I'm looking for something else. So if you're not just gonna read that, I'm looking for that.
Well, because like that, all that, to like in one way that could look like that could read as them like not liking the gender that they're born in, but reading a little bit more, that seems like he's just more jealous of you being comfortable just how he is. That he just wants to be comfortable how he is.
No, it's not how he is. It's specifically he's jealous of being the specific trait that he wants, the masculine trait, the hero thing. That is specifically the jealousy. That he is like the man who saved him.
If he's jealous of that trait, wouldn't that mean
he also does enjoy being masculine around him? Lost his mind. Buy your own fucking copy. This is why physical copies rule. Can you believe this guy doesn't like reading physical copies? He actually prefers the phone.
I don't have space for all this shit.
He thinks
I don't have space for all this shit.
Dude, I was offering you my physical fucking copy, you dumb piece of shit. Don't pretend that was part of the conversation. Don't pretend. Nice try. He's trying to fake you guys out. He actually doesn't like physical copies. Not just ones that are free for him to use that he doesn't have to keep around. He just prefers the phone, period.
Bro, it's another thing I gotta lug around.
Just say it. Just say you prefer digital. I don't get why you're pretending.
No. Because I do wish I could just enjoy a book.
But you don't enjoy a book. That's the thing.
No,
Your preference is for digital.
It's fucking... I guess in terms of convenience, but I do wish I could sit down and just fucking read a book like that, but I fucking can't because I don't have the time. Bitch. Hot.
I am hot too. It is very hot. Also, I told you lying son of a bitch.
No, fuck you.
I'm not going to get loud in my ass.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't feeling very good earlier. So, fuck you. What are you looking for anyways?
Any quote of the rejection of that person. But it's not happening. It's just not. I'm not finding it. I don't know why my mind thought that existed somewhere.
Rejection of the
sex of the assaulter.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought that was a thing because I'm clearly not finding the quote.
You think it could be like
when they're mid?
When they're maybe when they're alone in like the not amphitheater. Why am I calling it fucking the stage with the teacher?
Nope.
What about when they're both like backstage and he's in?
Nope. Maybe. I don't know. It would take looking through this whole thing to find it. So it's not gonna happen right now. If I find it next podcast, you'll know. I like bragging about it when I'm right, so if I'm right, I'll be bragging about it.
Yeah, I know you do. You fucking good. That's the only thing you got.
So, anyway, he explores some pretty deep feelings about gender and sex, and does not actually come to a conclusion.
Yeah, that's the most upsetting part. I did read it, and I was like, I really like this, but like, what?
So, looking into it, do you know why it doesn't have a conclusion?
Because the author died, didn't he?
The author did die, but not the way I thought. We don't know why the author died.
What the fuck?
apparently, the author had produced one volume of one other thing. I did not know this beforehand because it's under a different name. They were after the publication of this, they were reached out via direct Twitter DM, Twitter direct message. Assume that's DM.
I'm sorry.
Listen, I think that's a safe assumption.
Yes.
Okay. So over Twitter direct messages, a publisher reached out to him, to publish something under his name, I think for Shonen Jump, or maybe it was just reclassified as a Shonen. Whatever it was, it got reclassified from being published as a BL to like this was published as a BL. And the other work that was going to be published to BL and was replaced by the shonen genre. But that might have been for publishing purposes to be in Shonen Jump or something. Let's see.
That's okay.
Yeah. So one of the editors for Kodansha, who read Boy Meets Maria, contacted him via Twitter by direct message. And in 2019, as COVID was hitting Japan, he initiated the publication of a new manga, changing the BL genre to shonen before publication, titled Kimio Alive, in the monthly shonen magazine. So in shonen, yeah.
Okay.
Having as its protagonist a high school student who dreams of becoming a YouTuber. In this case, the author actually went under their real name, which is why I didn't previously know about this. Otherwise, I would have read it for this. Then there are problems with the publication of the manga due to the outbreak of COVID-19. The pandemic ruined and canceled the second volume. Let's see. The establishment of a state of emergency in Japan and the lack of promotion in bookstores led to Kodansha canceling the work after the second volume went on sale.
Damn.
On the same day the volume was published, Egeuchi was urgently hospitalized. Egeuchi's the author. 2 days later, he died suddenly on August 19th, 2020, at the age of 23.
That's depressing.
The cause of death was never revealed. As a result, Kimio Alive ceased publication as soon as it began.
That is depressing.
So I'm gonna have to hunt down this other work.
Good luck with that.
I'm gonna have to read it, and apparently it's not in English.
It's probably like a
fan translation. That's what I'm hoping, especially by now. It's been a couple years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that fucking.
So
that makes sense.
The rumor I had read when I first read Boy Meets Maria was that the author was thought to have committed suicide. To me, this reads like it was just as possible he was actually hospitalized with COVID, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Given that it was post-COVID specifically and that there was a hospitalization, doesn't necessarily point to self-harm. That sounds like it could have just as easily been severe illness, and with Japan trying to shut down as much of that as possible, it's quite possible we wouldn't know his cause of death if it was COVID.
Yeah, they probably weren't like.
They wouldn't want to advertise people dying,
especially if it's
with
like
their family.
Especially if it's someone that people know the work of and like follow. It's like
now I know there's maybe 2 volumes of another manga if this person's out there.
Maybe.
But the point is, we'll never get a continuation of this, which sucks because they did not actually resolve anything by the end. Heck, the last final couple pages are their first date, and it ends frustratingly with them like having to have their 2 friends accompany them to dinner because they can't even do that.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read any more of this. That way I was like, I was willing to read this. I'm like, I'll wait. That way we can talk about this. And if I want to read more, I don't get shit jumbled up. You now have ruined this manga for me.
Well, there's no resolution. Also, no one knows that was Taiga's dad. Oddly enough, Arima Yu sees Taiga's dad outside the event.
Yeah.
and sees him talking to Tiger, doesn't know their relation. I don't think they know that they know.
They don't.
He's like, why is he here? What is the relation? They know each other. So there's like unresolved tension there too.
Oh, dude, I saw that. I was so frustrated.
Also,
because I like
really sad backstory for Tyga's dad.
Oh, 100%. I read that, and that's why I was. Honestly, that's probably the biggest reason why I was like, dude, this needs to have like a second volume. Because if this is how they're leaving it, that is the biggest the fuck.
Tyga's problems with his dad are unresolved too. So, as a kid, Tyga's mom was sick and hospitalized and died thinking that her husband had cheated on her. When the reality was, the reason that he had gone out and bought flowers seemingly for someone else and didn't show up to the hospital on her last day alive was because he was busy saving you from being, assaulted and possibly killed.
And one of my other things I kind of got bothered about was that the dad just kind of left Tyga. Well, like, he was like, yeah, you just go to your mom's. We're gonna go do something. Apparently, that's
just normal, dude.
I didn't know that.
Okay, how have you not known that by now? With the number of anime where like kids are the person of the house.
Well, like
where like older siblings are literally raising younger siblings, where kids are living alone going to high school, or when parents are just literally gone on jobs. For business weeks at a time. This is like a common trope in Japanese.
To be fair, those people are like 15, 16s. Not like Tyga at that age was like very young.
Okay, in that case, I kind of get where you come from too because you're Californian.
What the fuck?
No, that's an actual thing. In the South, in most small communities, probably even in the North, if you go small enough, there would be absolutely no problem with you sending your kid somewhere in town.
Like your 8-year-old?
Yeah, no problem.
What the? Bro,
dude,
what?
In Arkansas, I was given free reign and go wherever. My friend Michael lives up 2 miles fucking away. I'm just going to go bike there. No one drove me there. No one fucking walked me there. No one checked in on moms even. Like, we were just expected to ask permission and go. Or be told, hey, you're going to this person's house after dinner. You're going to Patty's after dinner. Go. Like, that's just a thing. And we just go. When you live in a small community, you don't have to worry about fucking pedophiles around the corner. It's not a thing. You don't have to worry about kidnapping. You just don't.
At the age of 8, though?
At any age. At the age of 4, dude.
Oh, that seems like a little much.
Nope.
4?
Nope. At the age of 4, I was totally left to go out into the street and play completely unobserved by adults for ages.
Like going out and play, that's one thing. I thought you were like walking into town.
Walking up and down the street, go around the corner, visit friends. Yeah. Go on my little tricycle down a block or two to visit my friends. Yeah, that's just a thing.
At the age of 4, that's...
It's just not an uncommon thing. Just not an uncommon thing. Yeah, especially by the age of 6 or 7. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to your friend's house. Cool. If you're staying overnight, call me. Ask Michael's parents to let you call us. Didn't even have to say on the landline. It's just the only line that existed. Ask them to use their phone to call us.
God damn.
That's just how small communities are. I bet you it's still like that to this day in most communities small and tight enough. Even with the internet bullshit.
Small, fine. Nigga, this is Japan.
So Japan, even city Japan. I did learn that in city Japan, like the culture itself is just it's basically small town America.
Yeah, apparently it's just like, oh yeah, like this is all our kids, and if anyone fucks with that kid, we're doing something about it.
It's small town America, but on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Japan is like an example of what happens when an insanely conservative community expands beyond community into civilization.
That makes sense.
Japan is an extremely conservative civilization with all of the problems and benefits therein. There are huge benefits.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. It's just fun.
Gotta love communism.
That
the most conservative of all types of political and economy.
I'm not aligned with that. Not
really. What's more conservative than community?
I'm not a conservative, you fucking red. I'm not a conservative, you fucking red.
Are you communist?
No.
Okay. I also just think it's funny. You know.
If I'm being completely honest.
You know, red is the color of both the Communist Party and the Republican Party. Coincidence?
Don't you be talking about my America like that, boy. Not. What are we talking about?
Boy meets Maria. Boy meets Maria. Some way.
It's almost like what we're talking about.
Community.
Yeah.
Kids going to.
Oh, right. Anyway, yeah. Okay.
But his relationship with his dad just sucks because of that.
I know. And it just hurts so much because I'm just like, he did it. It's not him. He was doing a good. I swear to God. I got so frustrated because I'm like, oh, this is going to be the point where they'll have that conversation. He'll have his resolve.
No.
Why are you walking away? Why are you just talking? What is happening? I'm sorry.
Also, genuinely, given that Taiga's father is the inspiration for why Yu wants to be a masculine trait hero who saves women.
Yes.
And Taiga has that explicit same drive and expresses similarly enough to his father that Yu is jealous of Taiga for expressing like his father. It's also interesting to think what kind of weird relationship triangle that would eventually make upon discovery of each other's relations to each other. It would just be interesting, especially since like the reveal that his dad isn't only not a deadbeat but was explicitly the hero he always wanted to be.
Yeah,
would be immense for Taiga. And just discovering that Taiga and his hero are related would be immense for you.
I don't even know what you would do with that. I don't even know. Would that cause problems?
An assumption of transference might be there, which means that his relationship with Taiga might be confused with his relationship with his father.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's not good.
It'd be interesting.
Not good though.
We'll never get to see anything though.
That nigga dead. Well, you think
good author though. Fantastic exploration of these topics. I have no clue if the author actually what their experience with gender identity issues is. No clue, but this is a really, 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 really well written interpretation and exploration of gender issues.
Yeah.
It doesn't get the terminology right for a lot of it, but it shouldn't be, because the point of view being expressed whenever terminology comes up is kids in a atypically super conservative society that wouldn't have the
knowledge of
the knowledge. Exactly. They just wouldn't. They're not taught the knowledge of the terms or given the tools to
properly explore that.
Yeah, either explore or resolve that.
Yeah.
Like, not once is sex reassignment surgery ever referenced, thought of, imagined, discussed, and who knows if it would be.
I think where we are and where that...
If this was made into a full series, it absolutely would have been.
Oh, no, yeah.
Because there would have been an interesting...
Potentially, yeah, down the road. I'm saying, like, if this was like the first, probably not. Probably figure out where they are now. Like resolve that trauma first, then we could probably go there.
No. The trauma can't resolve until way after that. The trauma not being resolved would be endemic to the conversation around it because you would probably have an explicit rejection to sexual reassignment surgery because of its similarity to his physical assault. The removal of his sex organ would be traumatic because of the assault, even if it would help with his dysphoria or their dysphoria.
Wouldn't you want to resolve that then?
You want to, and the story doing are two different things. And no, you would not want them to have resolved it in the story beforehand, because then you can't explore that.
Oh! Okay.
In order to explore that problem, you have to have a lack of resolution.
Okay. I understand. Okay. I'm understanding a lot more what you mean now. Okay. Fair.
Resolution comes at the end of a series.
No.
In most series.
Yeah, completely.
Actually, the best series have resolutions constantly.
Okay. Fair. That makes sense. I got you.
I'm gonna spill this water on you.
Anything else you want to say?
Anything you want to say? I feel like I did too much talking this time.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to have you guys this one a little bit.
I mean, we could use this as a jumping off point to talk about something. We can make this really political.
I don't want to.
Right now, it's just been an exploration of that exploration.
I don't want to.
How do you feel about gender?
I don't want Alex.
How do you feel about sex, gender, identity?
Alex, can we not have this? I mean, we can talk about this. You can talk about this in our personal life. I don't want to talk about this on the podcast. I would rather not talk about political things on the podcast. I'd like to keep it just at least about the.
We talk about entertainment. That's political things, bro. We just had a whole. We just had a whole thing where we're promoting something that explores gender crisis.
I would rather.
You've gone past the point where politics don't get involved.
Fine.
You're way past that.
Fine. I would rather not have a discussion about my own views on the podcast. I think that's fair. You can do that.
Don't. I think that's explicitly not only unfair, I think it's unethical.
Alex, can we please?
I think part of our job is to express our points of view.
Can we please?
Especially if we think our points of view are more ethically correct than other points of view.
Alex, can we please not do this? I'm begging you.
We cannot do this.
We can have a discussion about this after, but right now I would rather not.
Just know, I think this is an appropriate place to have that conversation.
I don't want to have it.
Not just appropriate. I think this is
especially since this podcast.
It is part of our ethical duties to have that part of the conversation.
I would also not like to do this because this podcast is probably already 2 hours over, and I would rather not.
No, we're not.
Really?
We're nowhere near 2 hours over given our gap. No, given how much is going to get out, we're barely above 2 hours right now. And that's with like an hour of gap.
Maybe we should just be at the golden place and just end it here.
Sure, just know that I'm going to make a point to find something with the contentious question is called into question, and I will make sure we cover it at some point. I'm going to do it. I think it's really weak not just weak. I think it's borderline unethical for us not to express our ethical views if we have ethical views surrounding a conversation.
Okay. I can agree to an extent, but for now, can we not?
Well, I'll allow you to not.
You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
It's according to my ethical principles, I probably need to express my principles on this platform, given the topic at hand.
Okay.
I don't like identity. I think identity should be erased. I think that the fact that people identify so strongly with anything is actually a really big problem. I'm a gender abolitionist. I'm personally non-binary because I'm a gender abolitionist. And I think this exploration of gender and sex identity crisis does a really good job taking a lot of things that are true and experientially accurate to many people's experiences and expressing those, as well as I think reaffirms many of my beliefs that the obsession with gender and sex identity is a really, really, I'm gonna say a word no one on the internet likes. I don't get why everyone gets triggered by it so much. It's a really toxic thing. I think it's toxic to focus on identity so much.
People don't hate the word toxic. People
They do.
just,
They hate the word
well,
toxic.
no, people don't hate the word toxic. People just hate it when you call whatever they like toxic.
No, you are wrong. People hate the word itself toxic. They don't want it used at all, period, even in relation to things they dislike. That it's just that is a truth. As far as I can tell, there are proponents on both sides that feel that way too. It is mostly the right doesn't like the use of the word toxic because it's associated with calling conservative thought toxic, or traditionally cisgender expression stuff toxic. There's all sorts of stuff bought into that. But anyway, point is, I think it's all toxic. I think it sucks that we have a bunch of people that we have people that experience gender and sex identity crises. Sucks. I also think there are ways to resolve that, including both physical things, medication, or sex reassignment surgery. And I think those can be appropriate. And I think that even more appropriate, therapy. Therapy does a lot to help explore the problems at hand and find resolutions. Very pro therapy. If you or anyone you know are experiencing similar or even different and still very harsh crises in their lives, promote therapy. There we go. See, it's not too hard. Get political, stay mostly neutral, say positive thing. I didn't even have to say trans lives matter.
Oh, you did now.
I also didn't have to say all lives matter.
All right, I think this is a good.
I also didn't have to say men's lives matter.
All right,
I believe all those things.
Okay, I think.
I even believe a lot of the weird political parts of each of those things.
All right, I think it's. I think we're done. I think we're good. I think we're fine for today. I think we're nearing the end. I think we're at the end.
Trans people are real.
Yeah.
Men commit a disproportionate amount of suicide. Everyone probably needs therapy.
I can agree with that. Everyone needs therapy.
You know what neither of us said?
What?
I mean, I referenced all the other lives matters. I should have also referenced Black Lives Matter.
I'm not even sharing my political opinion, dog. So I don't know why you're saying you're bringing.
You're right.
I don't know why you're bringing we. It's you. Okay, it's you. You are you. It's you. It's you. This is you. I chose to sustain from sharing my views. This is you.
That's true. That's true. That's true. For all we know, you don't think lives matter. Or you think lives matter. Or maybe you don't think.
All right, this is going nowhere. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the podcast. Make sure to check us on all platforms, on Spotify and whatnot. Subscribe to the channel. Tell us what you think of the episode. Tell us what you think of the manga.
Make sure to have some rage comments about my bit at the end there.
Sure, you can do that. Tell us what things you want us to review next. I don't know. Do something with the fucking buttons and tools that you're giving on social media. Or some shit like that. I've been Mise. This has been Buckfang. This has been the Dweebs and Weebs podcast. We will see you all.
When will we see them? Hopefully next week. If we're really lucky, it'll be next week.
Listen, the optimistic Mise era of being like, we're doing it next week. We're doing it live next week. No, that's over. I don't have the energy of that. You'll get a fucking episode. You get an episode. I will try to do it next week.
You'll get it when you get it, I guess.
We will try our best because I'm still in my weird situation. You're about to...
Actually, you're about to be in an even weirder situation.
We'll talk about that.
I mean, either way, you're in a weirder situation.
Than you? Or like a weirder
No, just then you're in now. I can't imagine your situation getting less weird. I know mine's going to be weirder than it is now. I'm going to have finished my first week of school next week. This time next week, I will be about to enter my second week of school. For the first time since COVID.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Back to school.
Oh no, we have.
I can no longer afford manga.
Oh yeah, because you don't even know. Oh, I should have abused you more with your discount. That's.
You wouldn't have read it anyways, apparently.
I did with Demon Slayer.
I have all this Berserk here. Maybe I should, before that discount disappears, I really should order a couple more of these. Got these big old Berserks, and
wait, we fucking ended the podcast. What are we doing? Okay, I'll see you. Yes, we did. Bye. See you guys later. I don't know why we fucking continued. Jesus Christ. Bye. Holy shit.
Alright, so we're done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. So you think we're done?
Yes, we're done.